The Polio Epidemic in the United States by Tilly Vandehei and Maddie Lassa. The polio outbreak was a very devastating time for the United States. It caused many deaths and paralyzation throughout the whole country. Once you're infected with the disease, your muscles tighten and the disease attacks your spinal cord and upper respiratory system. After many years of research, a scientist named Jonas Salk created a vaccine that would help save lives. Today, polio has been virtually eliminated due to advances in medicine and vaccinations. Polio was a very infectious disease in the 1900s. It caused depression and chaos throughout the United States. Jonas Salk had once said, "There is no such thing as failure. There is just giving up too soon." Poliomyelitis is transmitted by droplets in the air that attack your spinal cord and upper respiratory system, making it harder for you to breathe. Once you have been infected by this disease, you become paralyzed. Polio forces children and adults to be dependent on crutches and breathing machines for the rest of their lives. Hope lies in dreams and imagination and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality, Jonas Salk had once said. In earlier years of the epidemic, people were put into iron lungs and used respirators to help with breathing. After many years of being on a respirator, your inner lung walls get thinner. This can cause hemorrhaging, with the potential of drowning in your own blood. Poliomyelitis originated in a different country, and immigrants brought the disease over to the United States, which started the epidemic. As Jonas Salk once said, intuition will tell the thinking mind where to look next. This outbreak became so large and widespread, people needed to find a way to stop the disease from spreading. I have had dreams and I've had nightmares. I overcame the nightmares because of my dreams, Jonas Salk once said. One scientist named Jonas Salk was studying the disease and invented the vaccination after many years of research. Jonas Salk once said, "My ambition was to bear on medicine a chemical approach. I did that by chemical manipulation of viruses and chemical ways of thinking in biomedical research." This caused a huge vicissitude for the country. Instead of using respirators in the iron lung, people started getting vaccinated.
Life is an error-making and error-correcting process, once said by Jonas Salk. When people have been infected with the disease, it can still be contagious for about 7 to 10 days before and after the onset of symptoms. The period for about how long the symptoms take to start is commonly 6 to 20 days, with a range of 3 to 35 days.
I see the whole of humankind becoming a single integrated organism. I look upon each of us as I would an individual cell in the organisms, each of us playing his or her respective role, Jonas Salk had once said. There are two ways to distribute the polio vaccine: trivalent oral vaccine, which is given by the mouth, and the inactivated vaccine, which is given as an injection. As of January 2000, the trivalent oral vaccine is no longer recommended for immunization in the United States. The vaccine is still used today, saving lives and preventing polio throughout the world.